What's good, my beautiful kings and queens? It's I, Wini, your favorite British locked YouTuber. I don't know why I'm smiling so much, yeah, but what I will say is it feels so weird to be filming back in my usual space. I think it's only now hitting me that over the past month or so I've been everywhere but home. So yeah, but anyway, if this is the first time that you're watching a video of mine, hi, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified every single time that I upload. This is a locks and a chit chat with a sprinkle of travel when Miss Corona is not preventing me from wanting to explore the world. If you're an OD and you've come back to watch this face, mwah, I love you. I appreciate you so much for the support. First things first, let me apologize because you are going to hear cars and motorbikes and stuff going up and down. My window's open, I'm hot, and I'm trying to be as comfortable as I possibly can when I'm filming and talking to you guys. As you can see by today's title, this is a little bit of a weird video for me because it feels weird me even saying, but a couple of days ago, a tweet of mine went viral. I don't quite understand what happened, why it got the attention that it got, but it basically also ended up on a very popular Instagram page that has 1.5 million followers, probably more by the time this video comes out, and the Instagram page is called Spiritual World. So my tweet was this: a man that takes 2 to 3 days to reply to you when he has obviously been using his phone during that time period is clearly a man that is not interested. If only some women would allow their pride/ego to accept that and do better. That tweet, yeah, I'm not even gonna go back to look how many retweets it got, but at present, I think when my friend was telling me about it last night, it had over 4,000 retweets and I can't remember how many likes. But like I said, it ended up on that popular Instagram page. I'm gonna be faffing about with my jumpsuit. It ended up on a very popular Instagram page and I was tagged to it because I had no idea. Somebody in the comment section had tagged me to it and I was shocked, and I saw hundreds and hundreds of comments underneath it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm the type of person when I tweet something and I can tell that a lot of people are gonna want to argue with me about it, or you know, there's gonna be a lot of negative criticism or attention on it, I mute it. So literally what I did was, when I tweeted it and I noticed that about 2 to 3 people were trying to like interact with me about it, I muted it. So for it to blow the way that it did and for me to then be tagged after, I was just like, what the hell? However, I did have a very brief glance on Spiritual World to see 1 or 2 of the comments on there. And it made me realize that a lot of people were either choosing to miss the point, or a lot of people didn't understand why I had tweeted something like that. So I thought, you know what, why not make a little fun video and basically talk to you guys and discuss a couple of things with you. So firstly, what inspired me to write the tweet was I had just woken up one morning and I was just reflecting. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that I'm quite a reflective person. I do like to think back on situations from time to time, and I think about certain things that have happened. I think about how I could have handled certain situations better. I also think about maybe the reasons as to why certain people thought that they could get away with what they tried to get away with. And it basically inspired me to write that particular tweet. That wasn't even the only tweet that I'd written about, because I'd also written about other things, but I guess it was that tweet that a lot of people could basically relate to, maybe. And basically the inspiration behind that tweet was, I was basically thinking about the majority of people that I've met so far this year, and a lot of their waywardness, a lot of their antics that I didn't understand. And also in particular, there was this one individual who, I'm just gonna put it out there, I'm somebody that for whatever reason I find it very hard to be fully interested in people. That could just be maybe because I'm just not coming across people that are genuinely interesting. Maybe I'm just coming across people that have nothing to offer apart from their looks and what is in between their legs. That's probably what it is. So anyways, I had come across this particular individual and they had sparked my interest a little bit to some degree. However, I noticed that what was happening was they were starting to be very slack with their responses. Which is why I worded my tweet the way that I did about when he has obviously been using his phone during that time period. Because this particular individual, what they were doing was they would take 2 to 3 days to respond to me. Meanwhile, I can see that they've changed their WhatsApp display picture multiple times. I could see that they're very active on Twitter. I could see that they were very active on Instagram, but yet they were choosing to ignore me. So I found it very interesting when this tweet went viral and a lot of people were like, well, what if the person's busy? What if the person's going through depression? What if the person doesn't have their phone? But it clearly stated in the tweet, if you had been reading, I said what I said.
I said what I said. I said what I said. I said what I said.
What compelled me to make this video is a lot of people did mention the whole thing about maybe the person is depressed. You guys know I have spoken very openly about my previous low moods, you know, depression and previous things that I've gone through, like dealing with therapy and whatnot. So I do find, I'm gonna just say it straight up, I do feel like a lot of people use low moods and depression as a cop-out when it comes to, for example, talking to new people. You can indeed be going through depression, you can be going through low moods, but that had nothing to do with my tweet. Where my tweet had clearly stated, you can see that the person is clearly been active on their phone. I don't know if people are like very committed to wanting to be outraged about certain things, or if people are just very committed to not properly reading before responding to things. But that's literally all that it was. There's no excuse for it in my world. Granted, I did see some people say that sometimes you may not want to respond back to a person as soon as possible, and I absolutely understand that. Like, sometimes I'm one of those people. Sometimes I may not want to have a conversation with somebody at a certain point in time because maybe I just want to scroll in peace. But you know what, I have something called manners. A simple message, you know what, I'll get back to you later. If you're busy and a message has come through, I'm busy at the moment, I'll holler at you when I'm free. Literally takes 5 seconds, if even that, for you to just message somebody and just politely let them know that you're busy. I think we're living in an era where people like to make excuses, but the point of the matter still will always stand for me, no matter what anybody says. If somebody is really interested in you, they're not gonna have you on read 2 to 3 days. If they are busy, they are going to communicate that they are busy. If they are unable to talk to you for whatever reason, they will let you know that they are unable to talk to you for whatever reason. And most chances are, if they are busy and they are away from their phone, you won't see them online, you won't see them, you know, changing up their WhatsApp display picture, you won't see them actively tweeting, you won't see them actively on Instagram, you know. So let's stop making excuses for people that clearly don't respect us and they are not interested. And also, I noticed that a lot of men were saying, it's not just men that do this, women do this too. Well, I'm a straight woman, so I'm not going to be commenting on what women do because I do not date women, I date men. So I can only talk about my observation and my experiences with men. In general, people have a lot of pride, but I think also in general, as speaking as a woman, sometimes it's hard for us to accept that somebody just may not be interested in you, period. Like, and it's like that for anybody. A lot of people cannot accept the fact that there are some people that you may think will automatically be attracted to you. There are some people that you think will be really keen to want to get to know you better, but the fact of the matter is there are going to be a lot of people that you're going to come across that aren't that interested in you, and they may not verbally directly be able to tell you because, you know, some people are chickens. It's not everybody that is very vocal and just says it how it is. But in my world, and I will always stand by this point, you will always know how somebody feels about you by their actions. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, you will also meet people in life where they will verbally say things to you like, oh, I really like you, but then their actions are not matching up. But for me, the actions will always let you know how somebody thinks or how somebody feels about you. So if you are in a position where you're currently talking to somebody, or you're dating somebody, or you're in a relationship with somebody, and they are ignoring you for 2 to 3 days, meanwhile you can see that they are online, you can see that they're active on all socials, I think that's loud and clear. I don't quite understand why people were making excuses for this behavior, and even that for me is concerning, because it makes me know that a lot of people are excusing nonsensical behaviors. A lot of people are, you know, saying, oh, people are busy and stuff. I'm a very busy person. There are times when I'm so busy, I've just put my phone somewhere, so I'm not by it, but I would have seen that maybe an old friend has called or somebody has messaged me. Maybe I cannot respond to them, and maybe I cannot have a conversation with them at that moment in time. I will just drop them a quick little text or a quick little WhatsApp message to just say, I've seen your missed call, I'm really busy right now, I'll call you later. Or I'll even ask them when is a better time for me to call them. It doesn't take all day to do. It's courtesy, it's manners, it's because I genuinely care for those said individuals. However, if I just genuinely didn't give an F, I probably would air them out for a couple days, you know? And that's how I see, like, if I would air somebody out for a couple days, if I didn't care, that is, and I wasn't brave enough to just let them know what it was, if somebody's doing that to me, then I should be smart enough to know what's really good, no? We're living in an era where people are very quick to jump down your throat when they disagree with a point of yours, or people are very quick to dismiss what you're saying and say, oh, but you know, men go through it too. I've noticed, generally speaking, a lot of men actually do that. Women will say something and then men will respond with, oh, but men go through it too. It's very dismissive, and I don't admire that at all. If anything, I think that's very trash behavior. For somebody to say something and your automatic response is, we go through it too, you're completely disregarding what the person is saying. Never mind the fact that you're probably also completely misinterpreting what is being said as well, because you're so defensive in wanting to make the point of, well, we go through it too. You're not actually taking the time to listen to what people are saying. I think the evening of that day when I had tweeted, I had 2 young women in my DMs on Twitter basically telling me that they were going through the same thing with their partners. And obviously I had a conversation with both of them, so I'm not gonna go too deep into what was said, but yo, I just want to say that we as women, especially young ladies, I really wish that when I was in my 20s, especially early 20s, both of these women were in their early 20s, don't waste your time. Don't spend your 20s chasing people that aren't interested in you. 20s is for you to live your best life. 20s is for you to finish your education if you want to do that. 20s are for traveling. 20s are for building your business. 20s are for discovering who you are. 20s are for having fun, living your best life, really and truly having self-love for yourself. If you so happen to come across genuine people, or genuine people that, for example, you want to date, that's fantastic. But do not spend your 20s or your 30s or your 40s or your life on people that just don't give a toss about you. Like, in my early 20s, I was pressed about people that now, looking back, I would never in a million years be pressed, because me, the Winnie that I am today, I'm a grown-ass woman, number one, and I'm grateful for every single experience that I've had thus far, because everything is a learning curve in life. And I think that on the current journey that I'm on right now, I do like to share my experiences and stuff. So maybe that's why that tweet just naturally popped off. Maybe it's something that I needed to talk about in depth. But I just feel like if we as women stopped giving people the benefit of the doubt, if we as women stopped ignoring very big warning, massive red flags like that, things would be so much easier. Because if you've just started talking to somebody and they're doing this thing where they're ignoring you for a couple of days when they're active on their social medias and they're active on their phone, and you guys have just started talking, it's perfect. It means that you can lock them off from early. It means you can stop talking to them. But if you choose to do this thing that we as women love to do, where we like to give the benefit of the doubt and we like to ignore things and we like to fall in love with potential, how good the person can potentially be, then you're really going to be doing yourself. Because I feel like, especially in that scenario that I tweeted about, it's as clear as day that the person wasn't interested and didn't give a toss. And even if you're in a relationship and your partner is doing that to you, for me it signifies the same thing. It signifies that they don't care about you. It signifies that they don't give a toss about you, especially if you've also spoken to your partner about it as well. An opinion is an opinion. Opinions aren't facts. Take them in and let them go, like the great Lauryn Hill said. So when people get really angry online about something that I've said or whatever it is, I just think, why are you raising your blood pressure? It's my opinion, it's my experience. If you can't relate to it, that's brilliant. Scroll away, scroll on, move on. It's really and truly not that deep. So my dear queens, and obviously kings as well, I don't exclude you. However, because I'm a straight woman, I'm gonna talk about my experiences. So what I will say is, take what you can relate from my videos or from my tweets or whatever, and the things that you can't relate to, just disregard it, honestly, because that's the type of person I am. I don't take social media to heart. I don't really care for it. I just live my life, tweet what I tweet, say what I say, and I keep it moving. Literally, that's it. But yeah, if you're not following me on Twitter, follow me. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me. If you haven't subscribed, better subscribe, hit the bell icon. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until my next one, take care, peace.